You ever hit that 3 p.m. slump and suddenly you're questioning every single decision you've ever made? Like, why did I even agree to go out? And also answer all my emails today. But yep, you've been there too. So let me put you on real quick to Bloom Supplements. As you get to know Fani, you will learn that I love a good supplement. Something to make me feel better and just really help my body feel good about itself when it's feeling like, nena, we are struggling and we need help bad. That's when I'm like, yo, I need a solution. Now, a homegirl introduced me to Bloom, and of course, the branding got me off rip. I'm a sucker for good branding. I'll say it over and over again. The greens, fire. The pre and probiotics got my gut feeling like it's on a yoga retreat. The energy drinks, I love the strawberry watermelon down, especially with a little sparkling water and fresh squeeze of lime. And since we're still getting to know each other, just so you know, I read all of the labels. It doesn't have any weird fillers, no fake nonsense, just plant-based magic that tastes good. And you know that's a blessing because I'm not gonna hold you. Some of these green powders and healthy drinks saben a puro ya tu sabes. But Bloom is that girl, and I love her. So if you're trying to glow up desde adentro pa' afuera, trust me, Bloom's got you. Head to bloomnu.com, BLOOMNU.com, and get you some. Because wellness should feel good and taste good, and Bloom does just that. It's time to lock in. Too long to listen starts now. Buenos dias, mi corazoncitos. Welcome back to an all-new episode of Too Long to Listen. I am your incredible host, Fani Dominguez. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for tapping in. This podcast is a podcast about podcasts, to put it simply. I listen to all of the shows out there, or at least try my best to, and let you know which ones are worthy of your time. We know you're probably thinking, ¿y a dónde estaba? Like, where were you? And you're right to think that. Last episode came with a lot of issues, and instead of spending hours and hours and hours obsessing on how to fix the problem, I decided to just not. I didn't fix it. I did not fix the problem. I have enough going on, and I'm not letting the podcast stress me out. The microphone will never have that much power over me. Well, let me not say never, because let me look, if the bag is that heavy, I'm going to figure it out. But it was just a lot going on, and I just couldn't get anything to work. So I didn't give up, but I gave up. But here I am, back as usual. Let's just put the past in the past. I reached a point in life where I can only take so much during one singular business day. And with everything else going on in the world, the last thing I need is not being nice to myself and giving me the grace I say we need to give each other. So last week, let's just act like it didn't happen. We're here now. As some of you might know, we are officially celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. So naturally, I have to do something a little special and do a 2-part episode on my Spanish-speaking baddies that host shows. But before we do all of that, let's get something straight. Don't call me Hispanic. I know there's other people out there that they're fine with it. Cool. Don't call me Hispanic. I don't connect to that term. It's a whitewashing colonial term, and it gives me the ick. Just like when someone who isn't from Spain calls themselves Spanish, or they say Spanish music or Spanish food or this, that, and the other, but they're not talking about literally music from Spain or food from Spain. Like, let's be smart. We are not Spanish. Well, I am not Spanish. I am Puerto Rican. I speak Spanish, but I am not Spanish. You know, you see what I did there? Um, I honestly, and this is probably going to be like, what? But I honestly barely even like being called a Latina. And that's not because I'm not proud, it's because Latinidad is a scam to me. But that's another story for a different day. Um, I'm just gonna, one of these days we'll visit that conversation, but today is not that day. I know there's only so much some of you can handle out there, so I don't want to lay it on thick. I see how some folks get out there when you use the term Latinx. Oh my God. Some folks lose it. So we're just gonna keep it light. I am really excited to share the shows that we have lined up for today's episode. Hoy celebramos a Reggaeton Con La Gata, hosted by Gata. Say What You Mean, hosted by Aida Rodriguez. And Gracias Come Again, hosted by Honey German. But you know the drill. Before we get into shows and everything else, let's pause for a brand moment. As you may already know, most of us ethnic folks are lactose intolerant. We do not come from cows, so of course, naturally, regular milk is going to cause some issues for us. So when I found out about Ghost Town Oats, I instantly became a fan. Because you mean to tell me that we have an oat milk brand created by Black queer baristas like on some FUBU energy, and its branding is pink, instant cop, and after the first taste, I was sold for life. So much so that I even invested a little bit of my coins into the brands. It's exactly what I need for my cafecitos, my cereal in the morning, lo que sea, you name it, and I'm gonna make it with Ghost Town Oats. I even used it to make coquito for the holidays for my vegan and lactose intolerant friends because they too deserve to enjoy our Boricua holiday traditions too. Supporting Ghost Town Oats is like putting your money where your values are, and I love that for me too because I really don't have to question if the company I'm supporting aligns with what I'm about as a person. So next time you're at the coffee shop, ask for Ghost Town Oats. And if you need some for the crib, go to ghosttown.world and see how you too could be great with a pink carton of Ghost Town Oats. Y ahora for my opening thoughts, because I know y'all love them. Well, the rapture did not come and the bills are still due. I repeat, these damn bills are still due. It always blows me when these apocalyptic events don't happen because why are y'all always wrong? And we're supposed to believe y'all. Like, this is the voice of authority. Y'all sure y'all are interpreting them writings correctly? Because now it's like over 70 when it comes to the world is over predictions. Somebody needs to get it right. Get me added to my calendar and make it happen. Let's the way things are going, I think we kind of need it too. Over the past few weeks, I've seen people mess up their bags because they felt the need to be someone offering their opinion on something we genuinely did not need or ask for. And I am here to tell you to delete that post. Do not post that post. All commentary is not needed. You see, I'm over here not saying anything, not because I don't have thoughts. It's because y'all know my thoughts, so I don't need to share them with y'all. We're on the same page. You're thinking what I'm thinking. Let's leave it at that. Too often people want to catch a viral moment and it's like, is it worth it? Like, are you sure it's worth it? Being silent is also a choice, and that is okay. Contrary to what people will tell you. I'm a firm believer in shutting the fuck up sometimes. And it's surprising considering that I am quick to tell someone about themselves. I just value my peace and I also value my employment way more. So we might need to put a pause in sharing everything that's on our minds. Now, Bad Bunny's residency has come to an end, and I'm honestly proud of the way he put on for Puerto Rico. I scroll through the internet and I see just everyone so proud, and that makes me really happy. It also makes me ecstatic that people that are not Puerto Rican got to see what I love so much about our culture. And not obviously not all of the things were put into Bad Bunny's residency, but they did get to experience so much. And now a lot of people understand why I moved back. And that just makes me really happy. He did incredible numbers, broke records like crazy. I have, my thoughts about a lot of things and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm keeping it light. Y'all don't need to know all my thoughts. But I'm actually really proud of Puerto Ricans everywhere. And I really enjoy the fact that we are finding community in this residency. People are really enjoying what we have to offer the world and seeing that we are just incredible people. Puerto Rico has done so much for the world, period. So, like, the fact that they're seeing this on a global stage makes me even more proud. Now, I'm really excited to dive into some of these podcasts because, like I said, putting my people on makes me happy. Making sure that y'all know who to tune into makes me happy. Being able to spotlight shows that really deserve it, people that have been putting in the work, it just kind of brings me this energy that makes me not only feel good about myself, but feel good about the experience that y'all are going to have when you tune into them. And I don't know, something about that is kind of like when you feed somebody and they enjoy it, like that feeling you get is priceless. So today, first, I got to put you onto a podcast that's not just about music, but about everything behind it, the history, the culture, the drama, the joy. It's called Reggaeton Con La Gata. And if you don't already know, you're about to. It's hosted by Catalina La Gata Eccleston, and she's basically out here rewriting how we talk about reggaeton. She doesn't just cover what's hot on the charts. Nah. She digs into where the music comes from, who built it, and why it matters. She's connecting dots between politics, identity, diaspora, and the beats that get us moving. Think of it as your cultural crash course, pero con flow. Now, I've been following Gata for what I feel like is over a decade at this point, and I really do love how she's dedicated her life to music. She's highlighting artists that you don't even know about yet and probably won't because of how shady the Latin music scene can be. Yeah, just like the English one, pero en español. What I love about this show is it's not trying to water down the culture either. It's not just here's a new single, here's who's topping the charts. No, it's here's a history, here's what's happening behind the scenes, and here's why it affects you, even though you don't even realize it. Like I remember on Twitter days, Gata was making threads of like Black women in reggaeton, Black women in Latin hip hop and stuff like that. And there were artists that I would find through her, and I was just like, wow, like these artists are actually really good. I've never been put onto a bad artist by Gata. So she is doing the Lord's work. Her show is raw, it's smart, it's funny, and it gives flowers to the people who built this culture before the world was even paying attention. I liked the episode where she had on Galilea Mendez, tuned in from Germany to talk about reggaeton abroad and the real conversations about colorism and racism. And those conversations are important to me mainly because I think that we don't realize just how racist and colorist Latin cultures around the world as a whole are. So being able to have the conversation of how this very Black influenced music is accepted worldwide and how people engage with it. So if you decide to listen, and I really think you should, expect honesty, expect Spanglish, expect to laugh, maybe get a little uncomfortable, but always to learn something new, how it feels. Like it feels like if you're sitting in on a real conversation with people who know the culture inside out. And since it's dropping every week, that means you can make it part of your regular rotation. Just pop in those 30 to 40 minutes and you are good to go. Adding to the mix today is the gem Gracias Come Again podcast hosted by the increíble Honey German. If you haven't heard it yet, you need to. So lean in, porque esto sí está bueno. First things first, who is Honey German? She's a radio personality based out of New York, a digital creator, a voice in Latinx media, making power moves. Her podcast, Gracias Come Again, launched in October 2024 on iHeartRadio's My Cultura network. Honey has deep ties in New York's radio scene, though, and really, she is definitely not new to this and very true to this. Gracias Come Again is her platform to bring real talk, laughs, culture, and unfiltered stories from Latinos in music, film, TV, arts, and beyond. When she announced the podcast, Honey's vision was very clear. Not only to interview A-list names, but to showcase voices you might not always hear. Photographers, influencers, comedians, actors, writers, mixing the bright lights with the gritty realness. She brings credibility, connections, and a heart for amplifying Latin voices, and she's doing it with flavor, with candor, con sazón. Gracias Come Again gives you so much as a listener. Episodes run in that sweet zone, typically between 30 and 50 minutes. Enough time to dig deep, but still fit into your day. They drop weekly, and that consistency means you always have something to look forward to. Each week you get personal interviews, life stories, pop culture takes, laughs, but also real talk. We're talking about la música, TV, film, identity, and just so much more. Guests she's had on the show are like Luis Guzman, Dasha Polanco, Jimmy Rodriguez, Joshua Rosa, like names you recognize, but with stories and angles that maybe you haven't never heard. So it's not just celebrity talk. It's layered, it's sometimes spicy, and often soul-stirring. Honey gives you the space to be human, and she invites her guests to bring their full selves, the successes, the scars, the hustle, without filters. And in the landscape of Latin podcasts, that authenticity is gold. Because Gracia Come Again isn't just entertainment, it's culture. It's that reclamation. It's that telling people. It's your people telling stories that matter. Honey's a legend, so you should be listening to her show anyways. But definitely tune into Gracia Come Again. Last one for today. I gotta put you onto a podcast that's as real as it gets. Say What You Mean with the one and only Aida Rodriguez. If you haven't tuned in yet, you are missing out. And let me tell you why. Because Aida is a powerhouse. She's a stand-up comedian, actor, writer, and activist. You might have seen her on Netflix's They Ready, HBO Max's Entrenó, or Showtime's Shaquille O'Neal Presents All-Star Comedy Jam. She's been on the grind for years, and now she's bringing that same energy to the podcast world. I had the pleasure of working with Aida on a project for Afropunk a few years ago, and she is one of those that you don't regret meeting, and we love that for us, because oftentimes when you meet some of these folks, these people suck. But not Aida. She definitely does not suck. Say What You Mean is a weekly podcast where Aida and her guests dive into moments in life where they wish they had spoken up, but didn't. It's about finding the courage to say what needs to be said. And Aida does it with humor, heart, and honesty. As for the guests, Aida brings in a diverse lineup of voices, from comedians like To Hear More, who talks about social media success and Thanksgiving dinners, to actors like Elvis Nolasco, who discusses activism and colorism. It's a mix of laughter, insight, and inspiration. And what I really like about Say What You Mean is that it's not just about comedy. It's about vulnerability, growth, and finding your voice. Aida does not shy away from tough topics either, and her guests are just as open. It's a space where you can laugh, learn, and maybe even find the courage to speak your own truth. The episodes are typically around 30 to 35 minutes, so perfect for your commute or a quick break. They drop every Tuesday, and it's perfect to start your week off with some real talk. Now, these podcasts, I could go on about all of these shows because all of these women are so incredible. All of these women have just done wonderful things out there in the world. And now we get to hear them share their voices with us. So I think definitely go out there and support them and let them know that you're listening. Like their shows, download their episodes, follow them on social media, like, comment, do all of those things because they deserve it and your support helps them grow more in the industry. And that's always the goal. Now, before I get into my mic drop of the week, let me tell you about another brand that I love. Listen, I do not play when it comes to protecting my hair, okay? Whether I'm rocking fresh curls or a new set of braids, my Saint Cayman eye bonnets is part of my nighttime routine along with the skincares. Once I'm ready for Betty, I pull down the built-in eye mask and tuck in. I've been using their bonnets for at least a year, and let me tell you, these aren't your regular beauty supply bonnets. Baby, the quality, luxury. The fit, secure, but never too tight because you can adjust it. It stays in place even when I'm tossing and turning around in my sleep. But I don't just use it to go to bed. I also use it on the plane too. Baby, I pull out my eye bonnet and pull down the eye mask like I'm sitting in first class, even if I'm really in 22A. So whether you sleep well, travel often, or just want your hair to stop breaking up with you, head over to stcayman.com and let them know Fani sent you by using code FANIThePlug for little discounts, and your hair will say thank you. All right, so I know I said before I get into the mic drop this week, and now it's time for the mic drop this week, but there is actually not going to be a mic drop this week. I'm actually pretty turned off by a lot of the commentary I've seen out there these past couple weeks. And to be honest, maybe some of y'all should have taken the day off from podcasting. Just a suggestion. Like, nobody has dropped the mic, in my opinion, this week. So hopefully next week somebody gives us something. Because this week, not so much. The question this week was, what's something that you shouldn't like, but you do anyways? Okay, so this is going to be the episode where I feel like y'all judge me deeply, but something that I like that I shouldn't like is definitely watching pedicure videos. Not because I have a foot fetish or anything like that. I genuinely enjoy watching them take out ingrown toenails. Like, I also love seeing how people can make a pair of raggedy looking feet and make them look good. Just like somebody doing a set of nails. Like, let them add a little, like, acrylic tip. Ugh, I love them. I love watching pedicure videos. And I think because I genuinely enjoy getting pedicures, and so I love watching the process of it. I think I give a great pedicure, but I can't give a good pedicure to myself. Don't know what it is. I could save myself so much money if I could give myself a good pedicure, but I just genuinely can't. I need somebody else to do it. And I love pedicure videos. I love pedicures. What is your favorite thing about a pedicure? Because mine is when they do the massage, the scrub with the massage. Oh my God. I genuinely love that part. I don't know what it is. And especially when they like kind of like put their fingers intertwined with your toes. So it feels like you're holding hands. Bro, I love that part of the pedicure. I don't know why, please don't judge me, but I'm serious. And lastly, it is time for Fani's faves. And this week, the fave is Costco. So much that I will go to another country and make sure to pay a visit to my bestie. Like, I loved the Costco in Tijuana. I get all of my favorite snacks at Costco, and it's just something about walking aisle by aisle and seeing what new treasures are there. Like, you never know what you're going to get. The last time I went, they had this Wagyu beef jerky. Oh, it's so good. And I love getting the Argentinian shrimp from the freezer section. And if you're someone who likes to really cook or stay ready, it's perfect for when you're the ingredient household. Like I buy in bulk and break everything down. So like I can be as remote as possible. If I'm not going to go anywhere for a while, at least I know I am good. And I also love that they just switched to Coke products because being able to get a Coke Zero with my hot dog that I'll take the bun off of is just what I need. Them Pepsi products were not hitting. So I love you, Costco. And they have an amazing return policy. Like Costco, if you're listening, know that I find reasons to see you. Like I am so happy about our relationship. Thank you so much. You do so much good for me, and I just love you. Thank you for being a fave. All right, my good people, today was a cute episode again. Thank you for tuning in. On next week's episode, we are giving you part 2. More podcasts to highlight. I didn't want to put everything into one episode, so you get 2. And we love 2. 2 is a good number. So please like, comment, share, give us 5 stars on all the platforms, leave some comments. Let me know what you think of the episodes. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, wherever. I just genuinely love talking to new people and finding out what they think. And as always, if something here moved you, send it to the group chat, hit me up on socials, let me know what's going on in that beautiful little mind of yours. Because at the end of the day, the only way we really learn is by listening. Muchas gracias, mi gente. Lo quiero mucho. I appreciate you so, so much for even giving me a second of your time. The pleasure is always mine. Signing off with the most love. Catch y'all next week. A la próxima. Bendiciones. Love.